Seriously, dude. Bro, that is me being vulnerable. I am a hypochondriac when it comes to health.
What does that mean?
Hypochondriac?
Oh, like you.
I'm overthinker.
Like
I always think worst
you're
case.
on WebMD and you're like, I'm dying this week.
Yeah. Oh fuck, this one phone hasn't been done. Hey, welcome back to Fuck Your P's and Q's. Brenson Ennis, Andre, Hale, and we are here.
We're getting saucy.
With the new year, setting the tone for the year.
It's a saucy 2020. That's what I'm feeling. Feeling real saucy. What does that mean?
I had to symbolize the sauciness with the pinky. So, Andre,
Saucy.
let me bring something to your attention. How do you feel about people saying new year, new me?
Oh, okay. I think it depends on the context, but elaborate for me.
Okay, so, and maybe I'm gauging this from social media, which is bad, but I mean, it's such an active foundation of our generation specifically, social media. So I see people, throwing shade at other people, setting goals, if that makes any sense.
I've seen that, yeah.
So I've actually seen people say, don't start that new year, new me ordeal.
Have you started it?
No. I move forward progressively, so I don't set a momentum date to move forward.
Yeah.
Me specifically, like what I do is like, I have goals that I'm striving for on a daily, so January 1st, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No, I think I'm in the same boat as well.
That's why we mob so well.
Yeah.
We met on the plane.
Let's give a little quick summary there.
Okay, all right.
First week in Seattle.
Yes.
Both have orientation in another city in America.
Not the same city. I was going to Indianapolis.
I was going to Denver.
Yes. Fresh off the boat.
Yeah. I actually saw you. I haven't told you this. I saw you checking in, and I think you were just trying to like smooth talk the person at the front desk or whatever. And I thought to myself, this guy's a fucking American tool bag.
Oh, wow. Wow. Put a little visual on it. I was not wearing a Gymshark t-shirt. Just going to put that out there, all right?
30 minutes later, who comes to sit next to me? Oh, fuck.
This guy.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
But hit it off on the plane. Realized that, fist bumps, not handshakes.
Yeah, no fucking cringy handshakes.
Hit off on the plane, connected, and decided to start a podcast. So this is where we are today, 2020, episode 2.
My perception on meeting him on the plane, first thing I thought, I said, when I hop on a plane, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm around 6'5". I'm like, please sit me by someone that's little. Saw this big Australian cat. I said, man, I'm really sitting next to this guy. Looked at his rings, thought he was married, tried to start small talk, which I was trying to do with the hostess as well. We just hit it off. I think one thing that attracted this friendship was I like being around people that think progressively. Like putting yourself in an environment that's appealing to you. It's great for your progression. So that's why, we started this podcast, which is an absolute blessing. We're going to spread the word. Spread our perception on.
And then culture. Back to resolutions 2020. I think we both have some internal goals that we've had for a while that maybe 2020, the new year, is something that we're actually going to maybe bump it up a notch and actually pursue it a little bit harder. But it's not a new goal that we've set for ourselves. It's not something that, it has to start on January 1st. It's been going for a while. It's just maybe this new year is that extra little push to get more done towards those goals.
Yes. Do you want to talk about your specific internal goals, or is that too personal?
I can talk about them. I'd say my goals probably stem more towards my personal development, just around, work and the skills that I need to develop to move forward in my career. Whether it's around, articulating myself, speaking out in environments that maybe I would have been more sheltered in and quieter in. Those are some goals that I've been working on, but maybe in 2020 I'll actually take that additional step to find more challenges to, complete those goals and keep progressing myself.
I like that. advice individuals that have the New Year, New Me shade thrown. This is how you help a friend and support a friend.
Yes.
I hope you achieve every goal you set for yourself.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Cheers to that.
Let's get it.
What about you?
This is not White Claw. This is water. What about me? Full transparency, being vulnerable in October.
Love. Yes.
Love. Okay, full transparency, being vulnerable. Around October, I was like really in my head about progressing as a young man.
Yeah.
And an individual I talked to about, my mental thought process is my dad. My dad made it. He appointed me to take time off till January 1st. Don't think progressive. Just appreciate value every day. So when it got to January 1st, instead of having a new goal that I'm aspiring to achieve, I just allow myself to start fresh with a fresh, clean slate of nothing, Mm-hmm. So from that time in October to January 1st, it left me some time not to be goal-oriented, but just to refresh and get right mentally.
How have you felt as far as if you could maybe make that tangible, that feeling? Does it feel like there's actual less stress on you, less weight on you to move forward towards those goals now that you're into this new year and you've wiped that clean slate?
Yes. I think one thing that I stress about internally for myself is putting a time frame on things. And me taking that break from October to January 1st with my progressive thoughts allowed me to understand that, this isn't the last day that I'm able to achieve something. Like shout out Nipsey Hussle, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm preparing myself for the long haul of things, I'm striving more for value than time. It's going to be not only worth it, but it's going to be successful with this strong foundation.
Well, back on this New Year, New Me topic,
New Year,
I was curious, I want to hear your thoughts on people that say, you know what, this year hasn't been the best for me. New Year's going to be my year. What are your thoughts around that? Because for me, I think, you know what, if you're having a bad couple of months, why wait until the new year to start fresh? Why don't you say, all right, well, maybe December 1st, let's actually start moving forward and clean that slate right now?
Okay. I can lead. It's their specific perception, but the way I look at it is maybe they're setting a tone. Like they're setting a measurable. Because, have you ever heard, like, if you don't write down your goal, you're not going to obtain your goal. If you don't have a measurable goal, you'll never, fulfill that goal. So maybe they're setting the tone for, hey, January 1st, my whole mindset's going to change. Starting it by bits and pieces because, some people, they're trying to achieve big goals. You're not going to achieve that in a night. Yeah. So maybe they're getting mentally prepared to achieve that. Yeah. Now, how did you spend your New Year's, if you don't mind me asking?
I spent it at a low-key house party.
Right, low. Yeah. No pinkies were out. Low key. White Claw sponsor us, man.
Don't do it. It's a liability.
I spent my New Year's Eve writing down anything I felt throughout the year, which, a wide range of emotions. Do you think a lot of people reflect on the year? Because you were just saying, people say that they have a bad couple months.
Yeah, I think they do. But you have so much time from Thanksgiving, Christmas to New Year's to reflect. So I'm pretty sure a majority of people start to reflect on their year. And especially at the end of a decade, when you compare not only this year, but where you were in 2010, maybe in 2000, that whole reflection is something that I'm sure many people have done and reflect on. I know I was reflecting on what I wanted to achieve when I was 14. So I'm not going to share.
You do not have to share that. No, I think I got a rough understanding of what you're saying at 14.
Very superficial.
Yeah, I want a $3 million. No, I didn't even reflect on the decade. I didn't think 2010 and then 2020. That's not. I think I don't want to miss anything. Now, I have something I want to bring to your attention. My great uncle, a very successful man. I asked him, when I meet older individuals, I always ask them, and this doesn't correlate with the new year, but I always ask them, hey, what was your favorite decade? Because his mother-in-law, she was born in 1918. She's still alive.
Whoa. Oh, that's so weird to think about. Think about your favorite decade.
It is.
Oh my god.
But like a little history buff, man.
Yeah.
So I asked her. I said, "Well, what's your favorite decade?" She told me the '60s.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I can vibe to the '60s. I asked my great uncle. I'm like, "Hey, what was your favorite decade?" And he's like, "This decade." Like he's setting the tone for this decade.
Yeah.
That's the type of mentality
That's
I hope
awesome.
people go into the year with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna fucking.
That's some glass half full shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not gonna negatively reflect on the past. I'm moving forward. I'm setting the tone mentally. Before anything comes my way.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm hoping people that set their resolutions and their goals are thinking like that.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think the best thing about setting goals for yourself, whether it's writing down, telling yourself it, maybe posting on social media, whatever, it creates that accountability. I think you mentioned that before. I'm starting to do this more with, my personal goals, whether it's going to the gym. I might buy or might take pre-workout. So I know, what, if I go to the gym, I can't have a shitty session at the gym. I actually have to go hard because I took this pre-workout. Otherwise, it's going to be a waste. Other parts, maybe you pay for a subscription to something, whether it's around your business or whatever. That way, you have to take those steps to actually make that payment worthwhile. So it's doing these little accountability checks to make sure, yes, you're in check, but then also you'll push that little bit extra to go out and do the things that you set out for yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. How'd you wrap your mind around thinking like that? Putting like accountability resources.
Yeah, I think there's one where you actually verbally create that accountability, where you tell someone, you know what, I'm going to do this thing, and because you put it out into the world, if you don't do that thing, then you don't have your word to follow up on. Mm-hmm. There we go. This week's podcast brought to you by Stability mics. So even with this podcast, like we were talking about this for a while, starting it, and one day we said, okay, let's pull the trigger. Let's actually buy some microphones. And that purchase of the microphones made us be like, all right, let's actually do that first episode. Let's record it. Let's see what happens. But if we didn't buy the equipment, then we might have been, twiddling our thumbs still and trying to figure shit out. So, taking that first step, whether it's a verbal commitment, whether it's a monetary commitment where you have to put money up front to, put your stake in the game, put some skin in the game. I think that is a check that isn't always obvious. You have to think about, all right, well, what does this mean to me if I buy this microphone? Like, okay, I'm actually going to have to record something because otherwise it's just going to be sitting in my closet.
Right. That's a good way to approach things, especially goals. I want to
get fucked. Apologize for that technical difficulty there. We had a camera malfunction, so we don't know where we left off, but we'll leave off from
stop throwing shade on New Year's resolutions. For example.
There we go. Nice. Thank you for saving this.
I got
podcast.
You. Oh, put the team on my back. Tim Tebow. For legality purposes, yes, that's quoted. For example, I was at the gym today.
No one gives a fuck. But if they do give a fuck,
for legality purposes, that was quoted. I was at the gym today, hopping in an elevator, talking to this older woman, starting a conversation. She said, "Yeah, the gym's packed. Those New Year's resolutions, I tell you." Giving it like a negative connotation. There is an abundance of people in the gym. That bitch. How dare her? I'm really glad they're in the gym. Get better. So stop throwing shade. Support people.
Yeah, middle of winter. Are you serious? It's the hardest time to go.
It really is. It really is. Mm-hmm. My thing is, what is the fuel of throwing shade on someone's New Year's resolution? You're not taking money out of my pocket. You're not taking food from my table. Why do I throw shade? Why don't I just support you?
Yeah, that's true. I know I've thrown shade internally.
He's such a shade thrower, man. This guy, I'm telling you. Closing
time on accountability checks, New Year's resolutions, and 2020, the year ahead. That was fucking. I don't know.
I'll give you a quick summary.
Can you tell we can't do closing? See, we don't like things to come to an end. So maybe we just leave things open.
That was smooth.
And you know what? It's you, the viewer, to take what you want from what we say, because at the end of the day, it's whatever your opinion is fucking terrific. So
We're free thinkers.
Exactly. We're free thinkers. You're free thinkers.
Perceive what you want.
Exactly.
Hold true to yourself with your New Year's resolution, if there is any. And if you have a supporting cast that can hold you accountable, talk to them about it.
Yeah, and go post that social media caption, quote, whatever you wanted to post.
I'm going to hype it up.
Who
Tag
gives a
me,
fuck?
Brent
Yeah, add us and
_56.
we'll like it.
We'll fucking
comment
hype
it.
you up.
We'll bloody fucking share that. I'll share that with everyone. I'll share that with the 3 people I know. My mum, my dad, brother, girlfriend as well, 4 people, and Brenson, 5. Wow. 5. I know this many people. So.
All right, guys. Hey, tune in next week to Fuck Your P's and Q's. Brenson Ennis.
Andre Hale.
Let's get it.
All right, welcome back to next week's podcast, because we filmed 2 podcasts in one day.